Have you ever found yourself struggling to speak English confidently, even though you've studied grammar and vocabulary for months? What if I told you that there's a fun, stress-free way to improve your English and speak like a native? The key is simple: learning English through stories. Learning English doesn't need to be stressful or boring. One of the best ways to improve your speaking skills and fluency is by reading and listening to stories. But why do stories work so well for language learning? Stories bring the language to life. Instead of just memorizing words and grammar rules, you get to see how the language works in real-life situations. You understand how words are used in context, the emotions behind them, and the tone of a conversation. This makes it much easier to remember and apply when you speak. In this video, we're going to explore how stories can make your English learning journey fun and effective. By the end, you'll know how stories aren't just enjoyable, they are the key to mastering English fluently. If you've been studying English for a while, you've probably faced the challenge of speaking fluently. You've learned grammar rules, expanded your vocabulary, but when it's time to speak, you freeze. Maybe you struggle to find the right words or you're scared of making mistakes. You might even feel overwhelmed by the pressure to be perfect when speaking. But here's the good news: you're not alone. And there's an easier, more enjoyable way to overcome these struggles. The secret lies in how you learn the language, through stories. Let me tell you about Anna, someone who faced the same struggles you might be dealing with. Anna had been learning English for months. She knew all the rules, memorized a huge list of vocabulary, and could read and write quite well. But when it came time to speak, she felt lost. Conversations left her feeling frustrated and nervous. She couldn't find the right words or structure her sentences quickly enough. One day, a teacher recommended that Anna try reading stories in English. At first, she didn't think much of it, feeling that it wouldn't make a big difference. But she decided to give it a try. For the next few weeks, she started reading simple stories, nothing too complicated, just short, enjoyable narratives in English. Over time, Anna noticed something amazing. As she read more, she began to recognize phrases and expressions used in the stories. She could almost hear how they would sound in a conversation. The words seemed to flow naturally, and the more she read, the easier it became to speak. The fear of making mistakes faded away because she had a mental library of real-life conversations stored in her mind. Today, Anna speaks English confidently, without hesitation. What made the difference? It was the stories. They gave her the context and the practice she needed to start speaking naturally, rather than just memorizing vocabulary and grammar rules. So, how can you start learning English through stories and master your fluency? Here are some simple, effective tips to help you get started. Begin with graded readers. These are books specifically designed for learners at different levels. They are easy to understand while still providing valuable vocabulary and grammar, so you're learning in context without feeling overwhelmed. Make it a habit to read aloud when you practice. This helps with pronunciation, sentence structure, and rhythm, and it builds muscle memory for how words should sound in natural conversation. Don't stress about understanding every single word. Instead, focus on grasping the overall meaning of the story. This will help you develop an intuitive understanding of how English works and improve your ability to comprehend real life. Conversations. Go back and read your favorite stories again and again. Repetition is key. The more you revisit the stories, the more you'll internalize the vocabulary and phrases, making it easier to use them when you speak. After reading a story, try retelling it in your own words. This is a great way to practice speaking fluently and build confidence in using English naturally. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll become with speaking. By incorporating these tips into your learning routine, you'll see a noticeable improvement in your fluency and confidence, all while enjoying the process. Now it's your turn. Choose a graded reader, pick a story that interests you, and start reading today. Remember, it's not about rushing through the pages, it's about enjoying the process and learning at your own pace. Make reading stories a daily habit, and you'll start seeing significant improvements in your English fluency. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tips on mastering English. And feel free to share your journey with us in the comments. What story are you going to start with? To wrap up, remember that learning English through stories is a fun and powerful way to improve your fluency. By reading and listening to stories, you'll not only pick up new vocabulary, but also understand sentence structures and expressions used by native speakers. Keep practicing, and before you know it, you'll be speaking English with confidence. Thank you for watching, and keep learning with us. We're here to support you in your English journey, helping you speak better every day.